Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, in this video I want to talk about the possibility of there being another time traveling arc in the future of the Boruto series, and how probable do I think it's probably going to be. Around episode I think 120 or 125, there's a time traveling arc where Boruto and Sasuke went back into time, and they did actually meet characters like Jiraiya, Neji, Sakura as a child, Naruto as a child, etc. And also they were fighting against the foe Urashiki Otsutsuki. But now in regards to future time traveling arc, in my personal opinion, I think they purposely left the door open to have a time traveling arc in the future, and this pretty much spans from the fact that they didn't necessarily capture the turtle. If you guys will recall, there was this turtle that was able to actually turn back time or actually carry you into the past. Now, of course, the Boruto writers basically let the turtle go, so that right there pretty much left the door open for there to be another time traveling arc. And not only that, I do want to point out that that right there is possibly not the only thing that could actually go back into time. Maybe there's like a magical rock, maybe there's like a magical fish. We have absolutely no idea. In regards to the actual world of Boruto, it could literally be anything. Now, the actual plot reason upon why they'd actually go back in time, this right here would pretty much match up with the timeline of when I think they'd actually go back into time. I think they'd probably have to go back into time for an actual reason. For example, the last time that they went back in time, Urashiki wanted to basically gather up all the tailed beasts, and he couldn't necessarily gather up the nine tails, mainly because Naruto himself had the nine tails, and Urashiki understood that he probably wouldn't be able to take on Sasuke and Naruto at the exact same time just for the soul-tailed beast of the nine tails. So he wanted to go back to time and basically get Naruto when he was a little bit younger, and then actually capture the nine tails like that. In the future time traveling arc, one of the obvious things of value to the Otsutsuki clan could possibly inevitably be the 10-tailed beast. This has pretty much been drilled home throughout the entirety of the Boruto series. Otsutsuki members, they basically want to feed themselves to the 10-tailed beast, create a god tree, basically reborn, and then actually eat the god tree to actually gain a whole bunch of powers. So going back in time for the 10 tails would probably be super realistic. Every time an Otsutsuki member comes to Earth, they want to gather up chakra, and one of the easiest ways they could possibly do that is just by going back in time a couple of years and grabbing the 10 tails. Now, how probable do I think this is? I actually think this right here is super probable, and it's for a couple of reasons. I talked about logically why it would make sense for Otsutsuki members to want to go back into the past, but for the actual Boruto series, it would be absolutely amazing in terms of actually turning out revenue, in terms of actually turning out a bunch of entertainment for the series. It would be absolutely amazing. Arguably the best anime only arc was the time slip arc. This right here pretty much gathered a lot of entertainment. The Boruto writers absolutely loved it, and of course the Boruto fans absolutely loved it. In my opinion, I think that this right here was the most fan service arc that we've ever gotten in the Naruto series. We got an Otsutsuki member, we got to see a bunch of characters, to meet a bunch of characters that we wanted to see. A lot of people were basically crying about how Boruto couldn't necessarily meet Neji. He met Neji in one of those episodes. And actual journalism anime critics absolutely love this arc as well. For example, episode Ninja, 2 of the episodes from that exact arc is in the top 10 episodes of Boruto of all time. ScreenRant.com has 5 of those episodes in the top 10 episodes of Boruto all time. SeriesWithSophie.com has 2 of those episodes in the top 5 of Boruto all time. And majority of Boruto fans would absolutely agree as well. Even though this right here was an anime only arc, it was still one of the best arcs of Boruto thus far. As I said, I think one of the best reasons they could possibly go back in time would probably be for the 10 tails, which would possibly mean that Boruto and the rest of the people would probably be invading the 4th Great Shinobi War. And this is pretty much at the precipice of the 4th Great Shinobi War. Madara and Obito were pretty much at their peak, basically going against Naruto and Sasuke. This right here would absolutely be an insane scene, an insane arc, and of course it would be the most fan service I have ever seen. Literally post time skip Boruto meeting up with teenage Naruto and Sasuke. The storylines would literally write themselves entertainment wise. I'm pretty sure just off of the rip, this would pretty much garner a lot of attention from a lot of the not only Boruto fans out there, but also hardcore Naruto fans out there that would pretty much like to see an adult Sasuke go back in time to actually see his younger self, the demon Sasuke era. Now, in regards of if I think they should actually do it, I think they should do it if they handle it correctly. Even though the last time travel arc was so well received, I personally think that time travel arc was literally wasted potential. They threw the character and all the potential of Urashiki Otsutsuki down the drain. A lot of people were just super hyped to see a Sasuke versus Urashiki battle, and for Urashiki to go down versus 2 getting, of course, Sasuke and Jiraiya was sprinkled in there. People just didn't necessarily like how it actually ended. I personally believe that that right there could have potentially, even to this day, literally been the best arc of the Boruto series if it was handled correctly. So if they do decide to do a situation like this, and they actually do decide to go back in time, I personally think it would probably be one of the best arcs of Boruto of all time, period, just off the strength that they did something like this. But I just wouldn't want to see an arc like this being mediocre. I would want to see an arc like this be perfected, absolutely perfected. Now, specifically when I think this could possibly actually happen, I personally think it would have to be after the time skip, and this would probably be anime wise after the time skip, so we're talking years into the future. As of right now, we pretty much have a complete roadmap of exactly what's going to happen to Boruto, pretty much leading up to the events of the Boruto manga. So after the time skip, I personally believe it opens the gates for a whole bunch of new possibilities. Not only that, this can literally happen even during the time skip. While the time skip actually happens, it's probably going to be about 3 or 4 years of complete blank space. I think it would probably be a very good idea to utilize some of that space, and having an anime only arc like this would probably do the series absolute wonders. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Is a future time skip arc something that you guys would want to see? In my opinion, I think it's definitely something that I'd want to see, but just because of some of the meetings like Boruto and Naruto, Sasuke and his younger self, Boruto and Neji before he actually did pass away, because of course it's probably their second time meeting, but they have to do it correctly. But let me know what you guys think. It's me, your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.